हेलो, मैं हूं आपकी होस्ट एंड मेंटोर CA अनु अग्रवाल. So today we'll be doing the second part of our chapter number 9. We in the last class studied about what finance means to the country, the types of market, money market and capital market. We tried to understand what money market is. Money market is for the short-term requirements. The benefits, the advantages, the features, everything we talked about money market. I think in the last class we actually, I think we did not study about the problems of Indian money market. So today in the class we'll be quickly running through the problems of the Indian money market and then understanding the capital market. So the problems of Indian money market is, first of all, the biggest problem is it's a dual market, means both organized and the regulated market work together. So what happens is unorganized and organized sector are there together. तो क्या होगा? Transparency नहीं होगी उतनी, उतना what you can say integration नहीं बैठेगा. Volatility बहुत ज़्यादा होगी, and that's exactly what they're trying to say, that when in our Indian money market system, the problem is that organized and unorganized sector are existing together. This leads to increased volatility, it leads to disintegration and lack of transparency. Then, so lack of transparency, increased volatility and disintegration because of existence of organized and unorganized sector together. Point number one, this is one problem. Then of course there's a lack of uniformity in the interest rates. There are so many commercial bank, non-banking financial institutions, cooperative banks. So there's a different category of borrowers also is also different. So different rate of interest. Then shortage of fund. India में the per capita income is low, poor banking. Now तो I would not say about that. Now we have really improved. But आपकी textbooks के according, poor banking habits among the people. अब तो हम सब लोग GPay use करते हैं. But this is only for the text material. So there is shortage of funds because banking habits are not there. Per capita income is lesser. Indulgence in wasteful consumption वो अभी भी है. Now this all leads to shortage of funds. तो अभी तक हमको क्या क्या याद हो गया है, that different interest rates, existence of both organized and unorganized market together, shortage of funds. तीन चीजें हमें याद हो चुकी है. Then seasonal fluctuation. Now as per your textbooks, there's more need of money in the months from October to June, right, for various purposes like trading and all. So this leads to a lot of fluctuation. So seasonal fluctuation. So guys, yaad ho gaya, seasonal fluctuation, shortage of funds because of low per capita income, less habit of banking, wasteful consumption, lack of uniformity in the interest rates and existence of organized and unorganized sector together. चार चीजें याद हो गई. Dual structure, उससे क्या होता है? Volatility बढ़ती है, transparency कम होती है, disintegration होता है. याद हो गया? Second is lack of uniformity in interest rates because there's so many commercial banks, cooperative banks, everything existing together, different kind of borrowers having different kinds of need. फंड्स का शॉर्टेज क्यों? क्योंकि बैंकिंग की हैबिट नहीं है, पर कैपिटा इनकम कम है, खर्चे बहुत ज़्यादा है, वेस्टफुल एक्सपेंडिचर, सीजनल फ्लक्चुएशन. एंड देन लैक ऑफ फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन. दिस इज लाइक वीकर सेक्शन ऑफ द सोसाइटी still do not have access to banking, and because of that also the money market structure is not really developed in our country. So it is inadequate and inaccessible to vulnerable and groups, that is weaker sections or low income groups of our country. Then delays in technological upgradation. I don't feel like teaching this because I think India is way ahead when it comes down to technology. But yes, आपके याद करने के हिसाब से the problems in our money market is existence of dual market, shortage of funds, different interest rates, delays in technological upgradation, lack of financial integration and seasonal fluctuation. जिसमें से मैं delays in technological upgradation के बारे में बात नहीं करना चाहती. Various reforms have been introduced in order to do away with the problems of money market, wherein treasury bills, different new instruments have been issued with like treasury bills have been issued with varying maturity rates. RBI ke repo rates and reverse repo rates have been introduced under the liquidity adjustment reforms. Interest rates are to be determined as per the market activities. Then RTGS and NEFTs have been introduced so that payments are faster and improved ways of doing it, and electronic systems were introduced to bring about technological अपग्रेडेशन. तो गाइज अभी तक हमने मनी मार्केट क्या होता है, मनी मार्केट की तकलीफें हमने समझ ली. आई होप मनी मार्केट की तकलीफें हमको याद हो गई होंगी. इनके अकॉर्डिंग 6 प्रॉब्लम्स इज व्हाट दे हैव आइडेंटिफाइड, जिसमें से लैक ऑफ टेक्निकल अपग्रेडेशन को मैं हटा दूं तो 5 ही हैं, और उन 5 में क्या क्या है याद करने वाला. डुअल एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ organized and unorganized sector, lack of uniformity of interest rates, shortage of funds because people do not have a habit of banking, seasonal fluctuation and lack of financial inclusion. ये 5 चीजें तो आपको याद होना चाहिए. लैक ऑफ फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन में भी लोअर इनकम ग्रुप्स या वीकर सेक्शन जो वनरेबल ग्रुप्स हैं वो अभी भी उनके पास एक्सेस नहीं है बैंकिंग का. और रिफॉर्म्स क्या है, न्यूअर इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स का आना, इंटरेस्ट रेट्स मार्केट फोर्सेस के बेसिस पे डिटरमिन होना, आरबीआई का रिपो एंड रिवर्स रिपो रेट फिक्स होना, एनईएफटी एंड आरटीजीएस का इंट्रोडक्शन एंड इलेक्ट्रॉनिक अपग्रेडेशन. Now guys, this is very important कि जो इन्होंने 2-3 बातें यहाँ पे लिखी हुई हैं शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस के लिए. इन्होंने स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक्स किया है. You may get a question on what is a small finance bank. So these are banks which are opened with the basic aim to promote the financial inclusion through supply of credit to small business units, small and marginal farmers, micro and small industries and other unorganized sectors. So these are small banks catering to the specific needs of organizations जिनको directly शायद access ना हो. So small finance banks are there which are actually catering to the needs of these unorganized and small and micro economies, micro entities. Then payment banks. पेमेंट बैंक्स आर वो बैंक्स हैं जिनके पास they don't have the right to actually give loan. They can take deposit and do activities like आपके behalf पे पेमेंट करना and all. वो activities वो करेंगे but वो लोन नहीं दे सकते. So these are payment banks is like any other bank but operating on a small scale without involving any credit risk. Means they can do almost all activity relating to banks but they can't give loan or issue credit cards. Best example GPay, Paytm, ये सब क्या है? You deposit money and from that you keep on making a payment. इसमें 1 लाख की लिमिट लिखी है. आज की डेट में the limit is 2 लाख अमाउंट तक अमाउंट आप इसमें डिपॉजिट कर सकते हो. These are payment banks. So small finance banks and payment banks. So small finance banks को अगर मुझे याद करना हो, these banks are opened with the aim to promote financial inclusion through supply of credit to small businesses, right? Payment banks are performing all activities except the activity of giving loans or issuing credit cards. And then you have got local area banks which are basically helping you to mobilize your rural savings by local institutions, especially private local banks, and then make them available for investment in the local area. So they are basically trying to bridge the gap in credit availability and strengthening the institutional credit from work in the urban, rural and semi-urban areas. So with this, guys, we have understood the payment banks, the small banks and the local area banks. We have understood the problem of money market and we have understood various reforms which have been undertaken. Now let's move up to the next segment, and that is capital market. When we started studying about the types of market, we were like, money market is catering to the short-term needs and fulfilling the short-term needs of the borrower, right? And capital market is taking care of the long-term needs. So capital market is a market for the long-term funds of both equity and debt raised whether within or outside the country. And yes, it is necessary because it helps you to promote more investments, development of an effective capital market. Se kya hoga? It will help you to invest your money, stay invested for a longer time, and this will ultimately help you achieve your economic growth. तो इसको इस तरीके से समझिए, एक तरफ लोग हैं, इंडिविजुअल सेवर है या कॉर्पोरेट्स हैं जिनके पास पैसा है जो इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं, और एक तरफ वो लोग हैं जिनको पैसा चाहिए. सो कैपिटल मार्केट इज बेसिकली गोइंग टू मोबिलाइज द सेविंग्स ऑफ दीज पीपल एंड इन्वेस्ट इट to the people who need it. That's a capital market, right? So capital market हमारी country में, in our country, consists of the government securities, it consists of the industrial security market, development financial institutions, and so they have made a diagram for you. So Indian capital market consists of your government securities, that is issuing and buying and selling of securities. It is talking about the industrial security market, which is being the companies when they issue their shares or debts. Then you've got DFIs, development financial institutions, which are taking care of the long-term needs of the borrowers. And then we've got financial intermediaries, right, which are like venture capital funds or leasing companies or mutual funds, which are catering to the medium and long-term needs of the borrower. So let's try to understand each one of them. Government security market is the gilt-edge market, or the market which is dealing with the government and the semi-government securities. That is, the securities issued by the government are being traded into, this is known as a government security market. Industrial security market ho gaya aapka the companies, as I said. What are they doing? The companies need money for the purpose of operation, so they can issue you securities in the form of equity shares or preference shares or debt instruments. And the person may, an individual or a corporate or a financial institution, they may invest in those equity or preference or debt. तो एक तरफ है जिनको पैसा इन्वेस्ट करना है और वो कंपनी जिसको पैसा चाहिए. So it issues its security and these people invest into it. This is something जो हम सबको पता है, क्योंकि all of us keep on hearing about share market. Now that share market is this industrial security market. Primary market होता है when the security which is being issued by the company and the person invests. But if you're buying it from the secondary market, उसको हम share market बोलते हैं, wherein you can buy the security of these organizations from there. Now, development financial institutions they are providing medium and long-term assistance to private sector, IFSI, EXIM, IIBI, right? Financial intermediaries are intermediaries which act as a link between the borrower and the investor. So they are like merchant banks, mutual funds, leasing companies. इनके बारे में detail में we'll have to have a separate lecture for them. So, what is the role of capital market? It is mobilizing your money for long-term purposes. So, it is mobilizing the savings and letting the people get committed for a longer period of time. And this money is definitely going to help in the industry. अगर हमने industrial segment में पैसा invest किया है, किसी company की equity में लगाया है, तो automatically आप समझ लो कि अगर आपने वो पैसा 5 साल 10 साल आप long term में invested हो, तो the company has taken money from you not with the intention कि वो आपको वापस नहीं करेंगे या आप उसको उस पर return नहीं देंगे, but it is helping the country to grow, because when you are helping that company which has a vision, which can actually use the resources of the country and put it into some kind of efficient and productive usage, then obviously you're helping the country. So let us understand this, that capital market, it helps you to mobilize your long-term savings. जो financial resources, आपको अपने पैसे पे क्या चाहिए? रिटर्न चाहिए, राइट? और किसी आदमी को पैसे की जरूरत है, इन दो जनों जिसको पैसे की जरूरत है उसको आप पैसा दे दो और आपको अपना रिटर्न मिल जाए. थिंक that's wonderful, no? So that's exactly, so availability of financial resources is insufficient to take care of the growing market demand. Capital market helps to mobilize long-term saving from various sections of the population. It gives equity to the entrepreneur. Say I have an idea, I need some 1 crore of rupees, but I have only 20 lakhs with me, so I can make others also be the owners with me by issuing them equity shares, and by investing in my equity shares they also become the owners in my company, right? So it provides equity capital to the entrepreneur and helps him grow his business. It provides operational efficiency because it lowers down the transaction cost, simplifies the procedures. When it allows quick valuation. How? Because capital market, आपके जो shares हैं, they are being dealt or being traded in the market, so it helps quick valuation of the instrument. And yes, it tends to integrate the real and the financial sectors, equity and the debt instruments. So the purpose of capital market is to bring about integration, to provide equity to the entrepreneurs, to bring about quick valuation, bring about operational efficiency, mobilize the long-term savings for the purpose of investment. Of course, there is nothing without problem. So capital market also has its problem, and the biggest problem is that financial scams. इसके बारे में हम लोग को बात करने की जरूरत नहीं है, because people have lost trust in companies wherein they believe that this money, the share value which is being shown to them is not real, right? That there may be somebody who is like just buying securities just in order to increase the price of the share, though in real the value of that share may not be that high. So financial scams which have happened in our country has actually discouraged people from investing into the capital market. Then insider trading, though it is banned in our country, but insider trading ka matlab hota hai somebody who has an access to the information which is not there in the public domain, and that person uses that information for his own benefits, right? And that can lead to manipulation. So scams, insider trading, all this leads to people losing trust in the capital market. Then trade, debt instruments, they're not being traded that frequently because of rate of interest fixed. So there's a lesser number of people investing into that. So that's what they're saying. Inadequate debt instruments. There's not much of trading in the debt instruments due to narrow investor base. Then there's a decrease in the volume of trade witnessed because the local stock exchanges they have seen a sharp decline because with respect to the volume of trade, because investors prefer to invest in companies which are listed in premium stock exchanges like BSE or NSE. So that's what they're saying, that volume of trade is lesser in local stock exchanges. तो अभी तक हमने क्या देखा कैपिटल मार्केट में? क्या है? तो स्कैम्स, दूसरा इंसाइडर ट्रेडिंग, तीसरा हमने देखा डेट इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स are not being traded that frequently. Then volume of trade is lesser, and then lack of information efficiency. That is, the information which is available, that is, a market is said to be efficient if everything which can affect the share price, वो सारी information अगर incorporate हो जाती है तो हम बोलते हैं market is efficient. But if it is not incorporated, we say it is inefficient. So I would really not go with this particular point, because right now we are really doing well technologically. But yes, यहाँ के point के हिसाब से we can say lack of information efficiency. Now guys, A lot of reforms have taken up with the introduction of Security and Exchange Board of India. The whole capital market has become more regulated, and then introduction of computerized screen-based trading. This has led to modernization, then demat accounts, then access to global funds. All this has really increased the trust and the confidence of the investor in the capital market. Investor awareness programs. So in a nutshell, capital market is taking care of the long-term needs. And we have got government securities being traded in it. We have got DFIs there. We have got industrial segment which is there. We have got your financial intermediaries. So all this builds up your capital market. So चार चीजें हैं. एक है government security या gilt edge securities. फिर industrial सिक्योरिटी का मार्केट विच इज द कंपनीज का जो इक्विटी और डेट इंस्ट्रूमेंट इशू होता है. देन यू हैव गॉट डेवलपमेंट फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन एंड यू हैव गॉट फाइनेंशियल इंटरमीडियरीज लाइक म्यूचुअल फंड, लीजिंग कंपनीज, ब्रोकर्स. दैट्स व्हाट दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. Then we talked about capital market का role. Capital market का role सबसे बड़ा क्या है? It helps you to mobilize your long-term savings, provides equity to the entrepreneurs, brings about operational efficiency, brings about quick valuation and integration. Problem सबसे बड़ी है with respect to insider trading, जिसकी वजह से manipulation हो सकता है. Financial scams है, lack of information efficiency, lack of or decline in the volume of trade at the local stock exchanges. A lot of reforms have been introduced with SEBI coming up. There's a lot of control which has happened. And definitely this has brought about improved trading as far as India is concerned. Now with this, I come to an end of chapter number 9 of your economics. I hope you have enjoyed listening to me and have understood something. I have reiterated and repeated certain things because I want you to hear me and they should stay in your mind. And trust me, you don't get a long question, but yes, for 2 markers, you definitely require this particular chapter. Do like, if you have understood something, share it with your friends. If you find the lecture to be interesting and useful, and if till now you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, then please do. Thank you so much.